Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. I'm going to talk about some improvements we could get for community creations. Because I feel like, it got a little update last year with better tabs and showing more information for what you're downloading. But we need a little more. We need a little extra. Now here's what I would like to see added to community creations. Number one, and now this is a big one, and I feel like this is all encompassing to everything in the WWE games as far as creative content, is allow us to upload our creations from the last game to either the server or via it detect it on our console and be able to upload it to the next game. The worst part for me in every WWE game is having to recreate every single character I make, because I make like sometimes 30 to 50 characters depending on how creative I'm feeling every single game, every single year. So my first couple of weeks, maybe the first month, I'm not even playing the game, I'm just making characters. How awesome would it be if you could just go in there, upload your characters at the end of the last game, go into the new game, and you download them. Obviously there'd be certain setbacks, like I'm assuming if you have a bunch of images you uploaded yourself, like custom images, it would probably wipe those clean, because it probably would have difficulty placing them where they're supposed to be in the new game. And obviously if they've removed any pants, shirts, gloves, or whatever, they could easily just have it detect it and delete it off your character, and then you only have to update your character a little bit via putting on a new pair of gloves or new pair of pants. Like in 2K22, the pants I used for my main Striker character was not in 2K23, and I thought that was really weird. So in that scenario, he would load in with no pants, which would be hilarious. So all I would have to do is go in there, apply some new pants, boom, I'm ready to go. I don't have to worry about recreating my Striker character from the ground up like I do every single year. Now, another thing I could see that could carry over, and this should be super easy because the championships aren't that crazy, right? Now again though, if you have custom images on those championships, I could see that being an issue. But as long as you're using in-game assets, I don't see any problem being able to transfer your stuff to the next game. Even if it's just that and you can't transfer over the images that you uploaded, at least you can re-upload those images and reapply them to your character again in the new game. Just get the ball rolling. That's what I'm basically getting at here. Because if I make 50 characters, I really don't want to start from scratch. I don't mind if I have to go in and do little final edits on all of them. But starting from scratch, boy, it's a slog. And as I said before, there's two ways to do they could do this. One is obviously the community creations server tabs where you can upload it, and they could have a window where, and this could be a selling point too. Let's say that if you buy the new game in the first 3 months, you're able to transfer your created content to the new game. After that 3 months, that support is removed and you have to start from scratch if you buy the game after that. That would give people incentive. I know it sounds scummy, but it's a way to get people in the door right away, right? Especially for us creators that love making content. Another way they could do this is if, let's say you have a save file on your console, the next game, 2K24, it's like, thank you for supporting the game, thank you for playing last year's game. They could give you some virtual currency or whatever to try to push you into my faction, which I barely touched this year or last year because I hate that mode. But it could detect your save file on the console and just transfer it that way. That way they don't have to worry about having a server to do it at all, and then it could be unlimited for the next game. And obviously, if you're going to have that transferability, only go back one game. Because if you go back all games, then you're in a little weird territory. So let's say you buy 2K22, but you skipped 2K23, you won't be able to upload your wrestler to 2K24 from 2K22. You have to progressively move your character forward and forward and forward. And like I said, that would give a lot of people incentive to buy your game every year, since you're going to go the yearly route. Anyway, this is an idea just for get our content to carry over to the next game, since they're not going to do the live service thing where they just build one game and build off of it. If we're going to keep doing this, where we have to buy a whole new $120 game every year. Give us a little features, give us a little incentives to want to buy it every year, to look forward to it every year. Because the thing I dread more than anything else, and I know I'm rambling on a lot here, we'll move on here in a second, is having to start from scratch, making my entire roster, my entire wrestling universe every single year, and then by the time I'm done doing that, I take a week off from the game because I'm burned out. I don't want to play it anymore. So then by the time I actually start playing it and getting into it, we're looking at a month or two later into the game's life. So I want to get in there, start playing it right away, talk about it, have fun, before having to recreate all my stinking characters. Anyway, the next thing. Now this shouldn't be too difficult, and this is a two-part thing. Faster loading times. I feel like when I load in there, sometimes it takes 15-20 seconds to 3 or 5 minutes. I guess it's just based on their server side, because my PlayStation is plugged in via Ethernet cable directly to the router, so it's not my connection. So I don't know what's going on there. I know they have really bad servers for that. It always times out. It'll crash half the time if the server times out. Sometimes when you're trying to download wrestlers, it won't download. It'll say, oh, something happened, blah, blah, blah. So better stability and faster loading times. Now, a way they could get faster loading times, this is the next segment here, is instead of loading into the current upload section right away before you can even search for anything, just load into the search menu. Boom. It'll stop from stuff loading in. You don't have to worry about trying to wait for the search engine menu. You just go right into the search engine menu. You type in what you want. You go download what you want, and you're in and out of there really quick. It gets people in the server, off the server right away, so it doesn't clog up and cause a bunch of server issues. Because I'm guessing part of the reason why it crashes all the time is because there's probably a lot of people on there uploading and downloading stuff all the time. Now, another thing I'd like to see added to 2K24 is a video uploader. Now, you can make your own custom entrance videos in the game. Why can't we upload them to community creations? I don't see why that's a big issue. Another thing they could do for this, but I know this would be abused, is be allowed to upload short little clips from like the image uploader section of the 2K website. So you know how you upload images? Allow us to upload little tiny video clips so we can get like the Raw opening, the SmackDown opening from the old days. Now, if someone tries to upload adult content, which you know they'll try because people have nothing better to do, then you could use some sort of AI technology to detect and block that right away. And then if they get flagged for it, boom, you automatically banned for, not the life of the game, but banned for a week or something. Because sometimes it might detect something incorrectly. Well, let's say you're uploading an old Trish Stratus entrance, and you know some of those pretty risque. Well, they'll probably be like, oh no, adult content, and then ban you for a month or whatever. So I don't know. They'd have to figure out a way to do that. At the very least, allow me to upload the in-game entrance video of my wrestlers to the community creations tab. I think that's pretty fair ask. Now, the last thing on this list, and I know this is a big one for a lot of people, is allow us to upload custom soundtracks. Now, I know a lot of people don't use MP3s or download music anymore unless you're doing it illegally or you're old like me and like to own their music. Haha, digital owning. We're pretty funny. But either that or have some sort of YouTube Music, Apple Music, Spotify. There's got to be a way to get custom soundtracks in the game. I feel like it's such an easy thing. We had this figured out in the last gen consoles. Anyway, these are some things I would like to see fixed or improved or added to community creations. Is there anything I missed here? Sound off in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Stay frosty.